local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Well, thanks for joining us here at the new Lloydminster Nissan. We hope you had a great long weekend. Thanks for joining us here this morning, and we really do hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. We're talking to Graydon Kay today, and we're talking about Stockade Round-Up in the final week of October at the Lloydminster exhibition. I want to see your child's future take shape after high school? Visit Lakeland College's open house October 17th and 18th at the Vermilion and Lloydminster campuses. Explore Lakeland's career-focused programs, tour labs and residences, and talk with instructors who care about student success. Plus, your child can apply for free while on campus. Learn more and RSVP by visiting lakelandcollege.ca/open house, and parents are welcome to attend as well. Harvest Festival is this Thursday night, and you can pre-purchase tickets for $35. The day of, tickets go up $10 to $45. So if you've never been out for a festival before, Tammy Dick with the Lloydminster Exhibition tells us what Festival is all about.
It's food sampling. So with your ticket purchase, you'll get 4 tokens, and that lets you sample 4 of the 8 stations. It can be any 4 that you like. If you like one, you can use it all 4 on the same station. And then there's also the water, of course, and coffee that's all set up. Yes, and then you have the option once you're there that you can actually purchase more tokens if you want to try one of everything. You can go ahead and purchase those extra ones to try it all.
Now, speaking of great food, this Sunday is the Milton Community Hall Swedish Smorgasbord. It runs from 4 to 7 p.m. and features traditional Swedish food like Swedish meatballs, roast pork, pickled herring, and delicious treats. It's free for kids 5 and under, $15 for children 6 to 12, and for 12 and up, it is $20. Milton Hall is 17 miles north of Maidstone on Highway 21. This Saturday night is the Harvest Hoedown with the Lloydminster Kinsman Club. The Lloydminster Kinsmen present Harvest Hoedown Cabaret October 18th in the WS Convention Center at the Lloyd X grounds. The Prairie Dogs and Buckhorn Steel will be performing, and your ticket includes a midnight lunch and a chance to win some awesome door prizes as well. And tickets are only $40 with a table of 8 available for $300. You can call Darcy at 780-871-4818, and I'm sure they can still get you in. Weaver Park After Dark is back for the spooky season. You can book your time by going to Lloydminster.ca and picking your time for either October 24th or 25th. And if you'd like to be the one doing the scaring, you can do that because Brandy Schwank told us they're currently looking for volunteers.
We are adding more volunteers so that some people can trade off and, move around a bit, because that's the biggest thing is those jump scares. You don't know where they're coming from or when they're coming. So we're always looking for people to help scare. And I can tell you from experience, I did last year, like both nights, the entire night. I was in a secret location and I loved scaring people, like so many times. And you know who was scared the most? Men.
Time now for the Lloydminster Look Back, which this week flashes all the way back to 1988 and features a young man from Lloydminster trying to cut his teeth in the wrestling ring. And as a bonus, please stick around for the end of this clip for a Stampede Wrestling live in Lloydminster promo video.
I fought a guy that's got a lot of experience, not a lot bigger, but bigger than myself. He's been in the sport a little bit longer, and I didn't really have one of my shining nights tonight.
No, not a shining night, but then Kim Shaw is a rookie. He's been in professional wrestling only 5 months now, and he's still learning. He's had 9 single victories and 1 tag team win, plus more losses than he wishes to remember. Shaw is trying wrestling, but he doesn't know if he'll make a career of it. At the start, it doesn't pay well, and he wants to be able to support his family with a decent salary. But if the 24-year-old does stay in wrestling, he says he'd like to be one of the bad guys.
I'm more aggressive than most people, and I like to do what it takes to get the job done. I don't necessarily like going by the rules.
But this young fan says being good is better.
They're not mean like the bad guys.
How are the bad guys mean?
Like, they call people names and never talk to anybody.
He may not have won, but the hometown Shaw did sign his first autographs here. He's a wrestling fan himself and understands why people like to watch.
I think it's the aspect of it's come down to the matches, and it's basically set up as good versus evil, and the people can sit there and cheer for the guy that's doing the thing that they actually want to do.
Gwen Polakowski, Broadcast Center Sports.
Let me tell you something, Davies. I'm heading up to Lloydminster, the little hick town in the middle of nowhere. Neither province wants it. It was built over the top of railroad tracks. Now they even took the railroad tracks out. Nobody wants that damn town. But I'm going to tell you what, ever all you people get there, if you come by horse and buggy, covered wagon, whatever you got up there for transportation, you might even have to break out the old pack mule. But you get over to that stockade buffalo yard or whatever it is, because it's the last time you'll ever see the North American title put up for grabs in that little town.
I think that's muck and sing. It's hilarious. Cupcakes for Caregivers is brought to you by Sobeys Lloydminster and Umbrella Marketing and Design Inc. And over the Thanksgiving weekend, if you watched family members take care of each other, that's what Cupcakes for Caregivers is all about. It's for rewarding those caregivers. 1 in 4 people, as a matter of fact, are caregivers, and some are family members taking care of others. And you watch what a great job that your mom does taking care of your dad, or your dad taking care of your mom, or your brother taking care of your mom and dad. It's just that family dynamic, and they do it because they care about each other. But if there's somebody in the family that's having health issues, it's usually other people that step up. So you can nominate a family member. You can also nominate doctors and nurses and your traditional and professional caregivers as well by emailing livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. We'll head out this week to deliver more cupcakes. It's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Saturdays and Sundays to make filling your big blue jugs a whole lot quicker and easier. And if you want great tasting water right from your tap, call Superior Water and ask about their under-the-sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like taste, and after all, it is Superior Water. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5. Plus, of course, their coin-operated location by 7-Eleven, just off Highway 17 South. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we've got Graydon Kay here, and we're going to find out about Stockade Round-Up, which starts the final week and wraps up just before Halloween this year.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
BioClean Disaster Services is committed, certified, reliable, and they will help you get your life back. 1-833-246-8326. BioClean Disaster Services is Lloydminster's local restoration company. They're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company, and they've grown into that in just 10 years. For fire, flood, or disaster, BioClean Disaster Services will take care of your property and your belongings, but more than anything, take care of you and your family. 1-833-246-8326. We want to welcome you back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan. Pleased to be joined by Graydon Kay. He's here today to talk to us about Stockade Round-Up, which is last week of October.
Yeah, the 28th to the 31st. 2 weeks away today.
It is one of the biggest livestock shows in the Midwest.
It is, yeah. It's kind of one of the three majors that happen in the fall. So Lloyd happens here. The following week's Edmonton Farm Fair, and then 2 weeks after that's Agribition. So for the diehards, it's the three shows in a row that you hit.
You guys switched things up a little bit last year, Graydon. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, a couple little changes. We added a percentage division. So we seem to have more and more percentage cattle in the country selling lately. That being cattle that are still registered in their respective breed associations, but they're not full-blood Angus or full-blood Simmental, for example. They can have a little bit of something else in there. So kind of a new thing. So we changed our show to accommodate that, added a division for them, and it was really well received, and we've got more entries in that this year. Also kind of new to us is our bred heifer jackpot on the Tuesday night. It's a tournament style. So 2 animals come into the ring at a time. One moves on in the jackpot in the round robin, and one goes back to the barns. So it's cool. It's fast paced. They're in the ring for less than a minute, and it's just 3 judges. They all score their card. One leaves, one moves on.
Oh, cool.
And it's a fun one.
Yeah. Take us through the schedule this year. What do you have going on this year?
Yeah, so that bred heifer jackpot, that tournament one, that kicks things off. So that's on the Tuesday evening, the 28th.
Well, you guys don't waste time then?
Yeah. No, we don't. Yeah, cattle are in the barns Tuesday at noon, and by 5 o'clock that evening, we're rocking and rolling. So that's the only show for that day. After that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of our breeds kind of rotate throughout the schedule. That schedule is on the LloydX website, lloydx.com. But each evening we have kind of an anchor jackpot show. So Tuesday night's that bred heifer one. On the Wednesday night we have a heifer calf jackpot, and on the Thursday night we have a bull calf jackpot, and on the Friday night is the big supreme finale. So
is it? Does the price of cattle affect how many entries that you guys get for a Stockade Roundup? Like, does it influence it at all?
In a certain regard, yeah. Like, we're pretty constant in the number of entries we see. We're usually in that 300 head range. But just like anything, when livestock producers have extra money in their pocket, because cattle are worth more money, they can afford to go to the shows. They can afford to go down the road and do this, because it does cost money. It is expensive. Hotels are expensive, food, travel, fuel. It all adds up, right? So on years that the cattle are worth more money, yeah, we see more.
So where do you see your producers coming from?
We have a big reach. So we have a really big local audience that comes in and supports our show, but we've pulled cattle from Manitoba before, even Ontario actually. BC is not uncommon. Lots of southern Alberta, southern Saskatchewan, quite a ways, really.
So people coming in from all over the...
Yeah.
Now, it's great for fellowship too, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a lot of fun. Like, it's actually one of my favorite weeks of the year, because I'm also a cattle producer. I often exhibit my own cattle there as well. But hometown show, all your friends are in town. You're meeting new friends every day. You're meeting people that are coming through the barns to tour. Like, it is truly a week of cattle fellowship. So whether you're a purebred producer or not, maybe you're a bull buyer, a commercial guy, maybe you don't even own cows, but you just like cows. It's just, everybody's in that building because they have a common interest, and that's fun.
You ever been a judge?
I have, yeah. Not at this show, because
Okay.
I'm always taking part in the show, but at other shows I have.
So what are the judges looking for?
Every judge has their own type of style of cattle they like, but structure is really big. Just overall attractiveness, foot quality, udder quality, just overall structural design. There's a lot to it, really.
It always amazes me because, like, I see a cow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas other people, like you can almost hear them when they see the winners, right?
For sure, yeah. And the dog show was in town recently, and like I don't know a thing about a dog show, so I'm kind of like you in that regard. I was down at the exhibition, and all these dogs were coming in, and they take it seriously. And I was like, you know what? But that makes sense. Like they probably think what I do is different. Like they don't understand that. Like everybody's got their thing, I guess. And,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is for all ages, though. You mentioned the junior shows.
Yeah. There's 2 junior shows happening actually. One is the Lloydex branded junior show. I think we have almost a record-setting attendance for that one for entries that have come in so far. And then we're also a stop for the Saskatchewan Angus Gold Show, and they bring a junior show with them as well. So there's the junior show for all breeds, and there's also a junior show for only Angus cattle that they're putting on here too.
Graydon, what are the highlights? Because I know the schedule is jam-packed. What are the highlights?
It is, yeah. The jackpots are a lot of fun for me because that's where you see all the breeds competing. Like every breed, the Semitol has their class. The winner goes on to the finale. The Angus one goes to the finale. Charolais. We go through every single breed, and the judges find the best 2 out of every breed, and they all go to compete at the end. And it's a battle of the breeds every single night. And a different breed wins every night. Like it depends who your judges are and what caliber of cattle are in each class, and that's when it gets fun. That's when you get a lot of people around the ring, having a refreshment, having a snack, hanging out, cheering it on. It's fun. But Friday's the big night. So every breed, so there's the jackpot shows every night, but then every breed competes throughout the week as well. And the champion female and the champion bull from each breed compete on the Friday night Supreme. And there's pyro, there's a light show, there's smoke, music, announcing, darkness, spotlights. It's fun.
That I was going to ask you about the production.
Yeah.
Because you look at and you see that, and that's the Lloyd X, right?
It is. Yeah. Maz Entertainment helps us a lot with that one too. But there's a lot of logistics that go into that. It takes about 45 minutes to do that show. Every breed champion parades through the ring with a spotlight on them. A bio's announced about that producer who raised the animal, a little bit of back history there. The judges get to have a final look at them all as they come through. Then they all come into the ring and they line up. They get to judge them once more, and then they all leave. And then the lights go dark. And then the top 4 females and the top 4 bulls all come in, and they line up in the dark, and spotlights are on. Yeah, it's cool.
Would you
Fireworks go off, champions are slapped.
Would you say that's the show you don't want to miss?
That's the one.
What time does that go?
That is at 5 o'clock on Friday the 31st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now is there a cost to get in?
There's nothing. Nope, no cost at all. So.
Now this is not only popular here, but it's popular in places where you can't make it here as well, because you can still watch.
Yeah, online, dlms.com. Or .ca, DLMS, you'll find it. But last year we reached 12 different countries, through that, which blows my mind when I heard those numbers. But it's exciting watching, and whether you're a cattle person from here or Australia or England, wherever, like we reached both those countries last year on that list of 12. It's just fun to look at cattle when you love cattle, and sometimes it's more exciting than what's on TV. So it's.
I'm sure for cattle guys it is.
It is.
It's like the dog shows, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
And some guys it's cars, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And different countries like a different style of cattle. Sometimes it's interesting just to tune in and see what's cool in Canada, or see what animals winning in Australia. It's fun. When you're passionate about cattle, it doesn't matter where the show is. It's fun to watch it.
Is there anything I'm forgetting to ask about Stockade Round-Up?
I think we've covered it all. But yeah, it's a great week. And like I said before, whether you're a cattle person or not, it's free to get in, and it's fun watching. It really is.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that.
Thank
Now,
you.
we're going to take a break, and I know you have a lot of questions about, you know what, the price of beef, I'm having trouble buying a roast nowadays and things like that. We're going to talk to Graydon about that. He's agreed to answer a few questions about that and how producers are doing right now with the price of cattle and where they're at. And so we'll have that for you here at the new Lloydminster Nissan in just a moment.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster and a community of ageless explorers. At Wellings, age is but a number and adventure is always part of the day. Come experience care freedom living at Wellings of Lloydminster, where adults 55 plus enjoy a vibrant, stress-free way of life with a whole lot of fun. You can stop in and say hello to their new general manager, Nicole, and find them at 7211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side. And visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for more. Wellings of Lloydminster, care freedom living starts here. Graydon Kay is our guest. We've been talking about Stockade Round-Up, which is starting on October the 28th and running through October the 31st. But one thing we forgot to mention was the awesome sponsors that you have as well. We mentioned the Lloydminster exhibition, and I should have just kept rolling with that because you got a lot of great sponsors, Graydon.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. It takes a lot. Like, it's a big show. It's a 5-day event. It takes a lot of sponsors to put that on. But our presenting sponsor this year is Paradise Hill Ranch and Western Wear. Brad and Corey Van Meter up in Paradise Hill. Great people, like huge community supporters. They've supported our show for as long as I can remember. They're always there with their trailer, selling the tack and the supplies that we need right there. But pitch in a much bigger way than that too. So we're really excited to have them on the title of the event. And then our good friends at Norheim Ranching, they sponsor the Friday Night Supreme, the big show that we talked about earlier, the big exciting lights, camera, action one. Norheim Ranching's on that. And they too have a booth there with some of their products on display, and they've been good supporters of us.
Fantastic. We should show you some of the sponsors on the screen, but yes, Paradise Hill Ranch and Western Wear.
Yeah.
Just very down-to-earth people.
Really are, yeah. They've helped us with that show for many years, and not just that one too. Like I'm a cattle person as well. I go to a lot of ag events, and you see their name out there a lot.
Awesome.
They do a lot.
And that's what you get when you are dealing with people with cattle, when you're dealing with ranchers, is just a lot of down-to-earth people, Greg.
It is, yeah. No, it truly is. Like, I think it's the coolest industry in the world, the best one, the most wholesome. Like, all my favorite, best friends I've met are people in the industry. You find your people, you find your tribe.
Well, there's a lot of people wondering about the price of cattle, and when they go to the butcher right now, they're seeing sky-high prices. It's awesome for you, though, right?
It is, yeah, it really is, and honestly, it's where it needs to be. Like, we had a lot of years, and I'm young in the business, but even myself, I've had a lot of years where it's not financially viable to run the cattle herd. It just simply isn't. Feed expenses are high, diesel fuel, the price of equipment. I don't know if you've bought a tractor or something lately, but it's not cheap. And then you got to keep the thing running, and just fencing supplies and mineral and vet bills, and every input we have has gone up at an exponential rate, and the price of cattle didn't follow. And there's times that gap was big, and it didn't make sense. Like, a lot of us work off farm. The cattle's not the only gig. Maybe you have a grain enterprise or a sheep enterprise that helps diversify you to prop the cattle up at times, but they don't always support themselves, and a lot of people don't realize that. So
you would have to, so some people would go out and get sheep because sheep are worth more.
Potentially, yeah.
Why
Yeah.
did you guys stay in with cattle then? Why stick with it?
It's a love. Yeah, it's addicting. It's a love. You fall in love with the animals. Like I said before, I don't think there's no job in the world I'd rather do. I love those cattle. I love calving time. I love watching those calves grow up. I don't actually love selling them because you wish you could keep them all, but that's what the business model is. But I think the people that do it out of love, and even on years when it makes no money and actually probably loses you money, you hope that next year is better. And so, topic was the cattle prices being good.
Yeah.
And they're where they need to be. Like, we have viable businesses this year, and that's nice to see. You can finally update some infrastructure, buy the new tractor you needed, update some krells, whatever you need to do. It's finally at a point where we can have a little bit of hope. But it's exciting. It's a great time to be in the cattle business.
Do you think it will stay there? Like, have you seen this before where the price goes up and then, it's where it needs to be, but then it comes back down? Like, do you think it will stay where it needs to be?
It's a super, super volatile market. It'll go down at some point for sure. It always does. That's just the reality of a supply and demand market. I'm not the guy to know how long it's going to last or if we've seen the best or not. The guys that buy and trade cattle for a living would be able to speak to that, but not me. But all I know is it's great for us, and I hope it lasts for a while.
What do you say to people who think you're living high on the hog right now, kind of taking advantage of that price? Great.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some people out there that do.
For sure, yeah. And I know it's tough when you go to buy beef and it's worth more than maybe some of the other proteins, but I don't know about you, but there's nothing better than a good steak or a good roast. It's the best protein on the shelf, in my opinion, and a lot of people's too. But just have a conversation with the farmer. They'll tell you pretty quickly about what it costs to produce that animal and what our margins look like and how many years we might have lost money doing it. But I think when you understand the story and understand what goes into raising these cattle, you become a little bit more understanding as to where the price needs to be.
There's some producers who are a little bit worried about that price though too, because they're saying, well, people aren't buying, and if it's that high. What do you say to those producers, Graydon? Because I know I've heard that from producers. Well, it's up there and it's making it tough to buy.
Yeah, meaning tough to buy the beef on.
Yeah, like if a roast is $76 compared to $35.
Yeah.
Right. It's maybe people buying less.
Yeah, no, that's true. But there's other ways to find your beef too, more economical ways, like these direct-to-farm beef purchases. You can get a lot more bang for your buck by buying a side of beef or a whole beef right from a farmer, rather than going through the value chain and buying it, say, at the grocery stores. There's nothing wrong with grocery store beef, don't get me wrong, but there are cheaper ways to get it as well.
Okay.
But it's such a high-quality protein. It's so good. Maybe it becomes your favorite protein for twice a week instead of every night, but you don't want to get it gone out of your diet, that's for sure.
Are there producers worried about that though? Do you hear it?
Not in my circles, honestly. Like at some point the beef market is going to go down. That's just a reality, and it'll get cheaper again, but I don't hear many of those conversations in my circles.
It's not like it's like I mentioned, you're living high on the hog, but it's not like everything is hunky-dory when it comes to beef either.
Yeah.
You've got your issues right now too, right?
We do, yeah. Like feed costs are at an all-time high. Sure, we're selling beef for an all-time high right now, but my expenses, they haven't gone down. It was dry this year. The rain we did get was very, very spotty. We have some land over in Saskatchewan that got 3 inches more rain than our stuff did just west of Lloydminster here. that rain was very compartmentalized. So I brought my cows home from pasture at the end of August, which is 6 weeks earlier than normal. And I had to start into my feed reserves at that point because it just simply did not rain where that pasture existed. So now that's added expense. I'm 6 weeks further into my hay reserves than I really intended to be, and hay's worth an all-time high right now. So it's expensive.
I had Darcy Saskew on the show the other day, and I was asking him about, when cattle's up and we see stuff like cereals down, I was asking him, why don't more farmers get into ranching then?
Yeah.
What do you think when you hear?
I think a diversified farm's a smart idea. When your cattle are worth a lot, the grain seems to always be lower. And so now the cattle are helping the grain side. For a lot of years, the grain side was helping the cattle side. I think no matter what business you're in, if you can diversify a little bit, it's going to help you at some point.
Boy, you must get frustrated. You can't have the best of both worlds.
No.
You can't have the rain with the feed and the high prices. Do you think the price would come down if the feed came down?
Potentially, yeah. I don't think I'm smart enough to know.
Well, I'm wondering if it's a chicken and an egg thing.
Yeah, it very well could be, but beef is finally worth something for us to sell, and that's nice at the end of the day. But yeah, we were talking about high beef prices, and it's where it needs to be.
Why do you think it went up? Are there less?
There's less cattle in the country. Yeah. So the Canada and U.S. cattle herds are constantly shrinking for a variety of reasons. But I think, just my personal opinion, a lot of it has to do with the volatility of the business. It's hard to stay in it at times when your expenses are high and the cattle aren't worth much. It drives more and more people out of the business every year. Guys are retiring, and it's too inhibitive for young people to often get into it. So we see a lot of old ranchers retiring and less coming up and taking over. So your Canadian cattle herd gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Supply and demand, that beef is now worth more because there's less of it and more people every year to feed.
Have tariffs affected you guys?
To a degree, yeah. A lot of the cattle that are sold in Canada are actually finished and butchered in Canada. So I'm sure it hurt the export side. Again, that's just not my area of expertise. Right. But luckily in Canada, we can do start to finish cattle, and we have the processing plants to do it. So a lot of it can just stay right in country.
So if you're listening to Graydon and you're hearing you can buy direct from a farmer, like a lot of people might be a little cautious about approaching a farmer. They're not sure exactly how to do. What would you suggest to do to get started with
They're
that?
friendly people. It's okay. But no, you know what? Like, we're here talking about Stockade Round-Up today. There'll be a lot of people in that building that also sell branded beef as part of their business. Like, even just coming to an event like this, you're going to meet people and find those connections too. But I'm sure you can find those people on Facebook as well. But yeah, the Stockade Round-Up, there'll be lots of people with beef for sale, I'm sure.
Thank you, Graydon. Appreciate you
Thank
answering
you.
some tough questions I threw at you. Like,
I wish I could answer some of those better,
you guys are rich right now, right?
Yeah, if only that was the case.
Yeah.
But like I said, we have more viable businesses this year than we did, say, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So,
well, I think you've done a pretty good job of touching on the cost of things too.
Yeah. Thank you.
How everything has gone up.
Yeah.
And it's not like you guys are.
And
don't have your struggles.
And we can't decide what our beef is worth. We're price takers, right? So it's not one of those businesses where it costs us X amount of dollars to build this car. We must sell it for this price, and we will hold out till we get that price. We can't always do that. We're victim to a market.
Well, and we saw that during the pandemic, how a shortage can force the prices up too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So yeah, that definitely plays into our business.
Thank you, Graydon. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Stockade Round-Up, presented by Paradise Hill Ranch in Western Ware, is coming up on October the 28th and running through October the 31st. Graydon Kay has been our guest today, and we really appreciate him answering some questions. We're back with you tomorrow on the show. And speaking of tough questions, Richard Starkey will join us, and Richard is kind of taking the lead on helping a petition get some names to keep Alberta in Alberta. And so we're going to be talking to Mr. Starkey about that tomorrow, and we may throw some tough questions his way about why Alberta should stay in Canada. That's tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, right from the new Lloydminster Nissan.